God gave me a brand new car that I did not have to pay for. This is a very long story, but it's worth it, so bear with me. So we're going to throw it back to November of last year. So for about a year and a half, I was saving for a car because my old car was absolute junk. It had so many problems. So I saved up for a while, and I actually had lost my car before that. So I saved up for about a year and a half, bought a new car. Now this car was a Toyota. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be worth it. I know it has almost 130,000 miles, but it's still going to last because these cars are known to last like 300,000 miles. This was a Toyota Corolla, but the guy that I bought it from was not honest with me. This car started having issues the day that I bought it. So I got to test drive it. I felt like it was pulling to the right a little bit, but I was like, maybe it's just the roads. So then my mom test drove it just to make sure, and she test drove it on the interstate, and she didn't feel like it was pulling to the right. So I was like, you know what? This is a nice car. And my mom was like, yeah, this is a really nice car. You should buy this. And I was like, okay. But then the guy messaged me. He was like, okay, there's more people here. You need to hurry back or you need to buy it. So I felt like I was being rushed, and I feel like I couldn't get like the true test drive that I needed to know if I should buy this car or not. So of course I ended up buying this car. This was back in November of 2024. And the day that I bought it, it was an hour drive back home. It already started having issues while driving it. I could smell it, almost smelled like a rotten egg smell, and that has to do with the battery. So I had to buy a new battery. The transmission kind of acted like it was shifting hard, so they had never changed the transmission fluid. But the big things is that it was pulling to the right. I was like, okay, maybe it just needs an alignment. So I took it to this mechanic, and they said that they can't fix it. They said that the caster on it, someone either hit a curb really hard or they hit a pothole really hard, and it made it to where the caster was out of alignment. But with Corollas, you can't fix that in the alignment. Either that or they just didn't want to do it. So they said I needed to take it to a body shop. But I was like, oh, that's probably going to be so expensive. So then I just decided to take it to another mechanic. They said the same thing. At first, when I had called them, they're like, it just sounds like someone didn't want to do their job. So I took it to them. They checked it out, and they're like, oh yeah, we can't fix this. So I just had to deal with this car pulling to the right pretty hard. And it got so annoying, like to where a curve, I could let go of the steering wheel and it would go along with the curve. But anyways, it felt dangerous. It would shake on the interstate. It just was not fun to drive. So I actually ended up spending a lot more money when I would go on trips and stuff because I would have to rent a car. Back in January, I had to rent a car because I was going to Atlanta to get my headshots done. And this cost me over $500. Then I went to Tampa, and this also cost me $700. Like, it just was so frustrating that I had a car that I could not use. So fast forward to February 2nd, I had to get my transmission fluid changed because the transmission, once again, why is my air turning on? Once again, the transmission felt like it was shifting really hard, so I was like, okay, maybe it's the transmission fluid. Maybe it just needs a change. So I went to go get a change, and they said that this thing was pitch black, that the people before me did not take care of this car at all. And also the oil was pretty low the week that I bought it, and I had to get the oil changed. When they said that it had just had a recent oil change, that it had new tires, but I had to get the tires rotated. Like, so many different things, and it kept adding up that I spent so much money on this car. So February, this was about 2.5 months of having this car. I was so frustrated. I was like, this guy was dishonest with me. I am very upset. So I just did like a quick little prayer. I was like, God, you know, I am frustrated. I'm your daughter. Like, please just help me get a new car. I can't keep doing, like, I can't do this. That's all I said. That's all I said in the prayer. I was just thinking maybe he would increase my finances or something. No, he actually gave me a car. Now here's a story of how I got this car. Now before you say, oh my gosh, she got this car because her dad or mom bought her this or someone gave her this car. No, listen, God gave me this car. So fast forward 1 week to the Super Bowl. There's this thing called the Kia Square Sweepstakes, okay? And there's a grid of 16 squares. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. And my parents were entering into this, and I was like, you know what? I should enter into it. Why not? What does it hurt? Like, I never win these things, but you never know. I did not even watch the Super Bowl. I was walking out the door to go on a trip, and I just pressed a square that I prophetically thought was God telling me to choose this one. I was like, this one. Like, I felt so strongly to pick this square. I didn't even look at the car. I pressed submit, put in my information, done. 10 days later, I found out I won this car. Hundreds of thousands of people entered into this contest, and they had to pick that square, and then they had to draw your name of all the people that chose this square. And I just happened to be the one that won out of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people entering into this contest. Now, the part that really got me was the waiting. I entered this in February, found out I won it on February 19th, and then I had to wait 4 months before I got this car. I kept hearing, oh, it's just going to be delayed. You'll get it in March, and then I heard you'll get it in April, by the end of April at least, but probably middle of April. And then the beginning of May, they're like, okay, it's delayed due to tariffs. But then in June, finally June 13th, I got my car. They said it was going to be a 2025. I got into this car and I was like, this does not look like the 2025s that I've done a lot of research on. They gave me a 2026. He wants to take care of you. God cares about you so much. So even when I was going through losing my first car, and then I had to go a year and a half without a car, and then this car started having issues, I was still thanking him through this process. I was still being a good steward of what he gave me. And through that, I believe he blessed me because he saw that he could trust me with the little, that he could bless me with more. So even if you're going through trials and enduring different things, continue to thank God because he is still good even through the mess. I said I would testify of God's goodness because he has blessed me with something like this. And they even interviewed me once I was picking up the car to be seen by thousands of people. So whenever God blesses you, make sure you give him glory. Some people will say that this is a coincidence or this was just pure luck. No, this was God. That is robbing God of the glory. Anyways, if you made it to the end, props to you. Stay faithful.